Welcome back, deep divers. Today we're setting off on a quest with Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
Ooh, excellent choice.
We'll be using excerpts from the book itself. So get ready for a journey of self-discovery, sprinkled with a little desert wisdom, and maybe even a touch of magic along the way.
I love it. The Alchemist is like one of those stories that just stays with you.
It really does.
I think it's because it explores those universal themes, like who am I? What's my purpose? Why am I even here?
Big questions. And Coelho tackles them through the story of Santiago, this
Yeah.
young shepherd from Andalusia, Spain. He leads a simple life, right? But then, bam, he gets hit with this recurring dream.
Oh, yeah. The tree.
And it's vivid. It's about treasure buried near the pyramids of Egypt.
Talk about a powerful image.
Right. I mean, you can practically feel the desert sun on your skin.
And the sand between your toes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this dream, it's not just about riches there. It's more like a call to adventure, a nudge from the universe towards his, what Coelho calls the personal legend.
Right, that idea that each of us has a unique path to follow.
A purpose, a destiny.
Personal legend.
Yes. But, Santiago, he's got responsibilities too. He can't just ditch his flock for a dream, right?
It's the classic dilemma, comfort and security versus...
The unknown.
Exactly. It's like, stay with what you know,
Oh.
or take a leap of faith and chase your dreams.
So what does Santiago do? How does he even, begin to decipher this dream?
Well, that's where Melchizedek comes in.
Yeah.
The king of Salem.
A king? Hold on.
He's not your typical king, though. More like a wise mentor.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
He guides Santiago towards understanding the language of omens.
Omens. Okay, now you've got to explain this whole omens thing.
Think of them as signs, messages from the universe, tailored just for you.
Like personalized fortune cookies.
Kind of. Like the stones Santiago gets. Urim and Thummim. They help him tap into his intuition. Or the recurring symbol of the scarab beetle, a nudge to pay attention,
Mm.
He's on the right track.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. So Santiago needs to learn how to read these signs, these omens, to figure out his path.
Exactly. And Melchizedek gives him this amazing piece of advice. He says, when you want something, all the universe conspires to help you achieve it.
Whoa. Powerful stuff.
It really is. It suggests that when we're aligned with our true purpose.
The universe has our back.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Obstacles become opportunities. Chance encounters become like guiding lights.
So Santiago takes the plunge. He sets off for Tangier, ready for adventure.
Oh, but Tangier has some surprises in store for him.
Not all good, I bet.
Yeah, he gets robbed almost as soon as he arrives.
Oh, no, that's awful.
It's like a test right out of the gate. But Santiago, he's resilient. He finds work in a crystal shop.
Crystal shop. Interesting.
Yeah, and we see his shepherding skills coming in handy. He's adaptable, observant, and he figures out how to thrive in this totally new environment.
Making lemonade out of lemons, huh?
You got it. And he learns a valuable lesson from the crystal merchant, too.
What's that?
The crystal merchant. He's content with his shop, safe and secure. But it's clear that he's also stuck.
So Santiago learns that playing it safe can actually hold you back.
Bingo.
It's a lesson we all need to remember sometime.
For sure. And while the crystal shop provides temporary security, Santiago knows deep down.
That his journey isn't over.
Right. He joins a caravan crossing the Sahara Desert, drawn by the pull of his personal legend, that whisper of the desert wind calling him towards his destiny.
Okay, talk about a change of scenery. From a bustling marketplace to the vast Sahara. Intense.
The desert's a whole different ballgame. It's like a character in itself.
Oh, totally. A teacher, a testing ground.
Definitely. It forces Santiago to confront his fears, to rely on his intuition. He encounters all sorts of interesting characters, too, like the camel driver.
Oh, yeah, the camel driver. He was all about living in the moment, right?
Totally. He tells Santiago, if you can concentrate always on the present, you'll be a happy man.
Wise words. Sometimes we get so caught up in what's next that we forget to appreciate the now.
Absolutely. The camel driver embodies that philosophy of being present.
Finding those everyday miracles.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's the Englishman, obsessed with alchemy and the philosopher's stone.
He was a bit intense, wasn't he?
He was on his own quest, searching for ancient knowledge.
Well, Santiago's learning through experience.
Exactly. They both end up at this oasis, this hidden world in the middle of the desert.
An oasis. Sounds idyllic.
It is a place of rest, connection, and that's where Santiago meets Fatima.
Fatima, the desert woman who steals his heart.
A whirlwind romance. It shows how love can bloom in the most unexpected places.
But this throws a wrench in his plans, right? Torn between love and destiny.
It's a classic dilemma. Can we have both? Do they have to be mutually exclusive?
Big questions. And then enter the alchemist.
The mysterious figure the Englishmen have been searching for.
And it's Santiago who leads him to the alchemist.
Fate works in mysterious ways. But this meeting,
Yeah.
it's a turning point for Santiago.
Things are about to get mystical. We'll have to pause here and pick up this deep dive in part 2. Are you ready for more?
Always. The journey's just getting started. So the alchemist, he doesn't give Santiago like a map to the treasure or anything.
No secret formula.
No. It's more about guides. The alchemist teaches Santiago to listen to the wisdom that's already inside him.
Ah, so it's about looking inward, not outward.
Exactly. Remember that line? Something like, your heart knows all things because it came from the soul of the world, and it will one day return there.
Whoa.
Deep stuff, right?
Yeah, very profound. But
Yeah.
how does that actually, play out in their journey? They're not just like sitting in the desert meditating all day, right?
Not exactly. The journey gets even more intense. There are tribal wars, constant threats.
Oh, yeah.
Like the universe is really testing Santiago, seeing if he's truly committed.
Yeah, testing his resolve.
Exactly.
And they get captured by one of those warring tribes, right?
They do.
Talk about a high-stakes situation.
And that's where the alchemist's understanding of the soul of the world, it really comes into play.
How so?
He convinces the tribal leader that Santiago has these, extraordinary powers.
What kind of power?
He claims that Santiago can transform himself into the wind.
Wait, into the wind?
Yeah.
Hold on, is this literal or symbolic?
The novel leaves it open to interpretation.
Okay, so maybe not a literal desert tornado.
Right. But the point is, Santiago is faced with this impossible challenge, and he connects with something larger than himself. He taps into this power he didn't even know he had.
The power of belief.
Exactly. It's not about proving some mystical ability. It's about overcoming an obstacle, showing courage, and his connection to the soul of the world.
So he passes this test, but they're still in the middle of the desert, danger lurking everywhere.
Right. And the alchemist, he doesn't make the obstacles disappear. He keeps guiding Santiago, emphasizing the importance of persistence, learning from every experience.
What's that line he says? Something about beginner's luck.
Every search begins with beginner's luck, and every search ends with the victors being severely tested.
Ah, yes, like a final exam.
Right. Growth requires effort, resilience, the willingness to keep going even when things get tough.
No pain, no gain.
Exactly. So, what are some of the things Santiago learns during this last part of his journey?
Well, he learns to trust his intuition even more, right?
Yes. He starts to see omens not just as random events, but as reflections of his own inner state, his connection to the soul of the world.
Ah, I see. And he remembers the camel driver's wisdom too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Embracing the present moment, even when things are uncertain.
Yeah. Easier said than done sometimes.
For sure. But there's also this sense that the treasure might not be what he expects.
What do you mean?
Well, Santiago has this picture in his mind, right?
Yeah.
A chest overflowing with gold and jewels.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
But the alchemist hints that the real treasure, it might be found in unexpected places. It might not be material wealth at all.
Intriguing. So maybe it's more about the wisdom gained, the self-discovery.
Exactly, the transformation that happens along the way.
Okay, so what happens when they finally reach the pyramids? Does he find the treasure?
Well, after months of traveling, trials, tribulations, Santiago finally stands at the foot of the pyramids, ready to claim his prize. But there's a twist.
A twist! Don't leave me hanging.
He digs and digs, guided by his faith in his personal legend, but the treasure's not there.
What? It's not there.
No, it's not where he expected it to be.
It was all for nothing. All that hardship, all that searching.
Not at all. This is where the novel reveals its deepest message.
Okay, I'm all ears. What's the message?
As Santiago is grappling with disappointment, exhaustion, he's confronted by a group of refugees fleeing the tribal wars.
Oh, no.
And they assume he's hiding something valuable. They demand his money.
Oh, that's terrible. What a cruel twist after everything he's been through.
It is brutal. But it triggers this powerful realization in Santiago. Remember when the alchemist said, when you possess great treasures within you and try to tell others of them, seldom are you believed.
Right.
This is that moment. Santiago, stripped of everything he realizes, The true treasure was never about material wealth.
It was about the journey itself.
Yes, the lessons learned, the transformation he went through, the treasure was inside him all along.
Wow. But wait, if the treasure isn't at the pyramids, where is it?
This is where the story comes full circle. Santiago remembers another detail from his dream. The treasure wasn't buried at the pyramids. It was buried
Where?
at the very church where he had the dream in the first place.
No way. Back in Spain.
Yes. He returns home, not as a naive shepherd, but as a man transformed, carrying the wisdom of the desert within him.
So he goes back to that sycamore tree.
He digs, and he finds a chest filled with gold and precious stones.
Whoa. Are you serious?
It's the physical manifestation of the inner wealth he already discovered, the universe's way of saying, you did it.
Incredible. So he goes on this epic adventure, faces danger, falls in love, learns from a mystical alchemist, gets beaten up by refugees, and the treasure was back where he started the whole time.
It's a brilliant way to underscore the message of the book. The journey itself is the real treasure.
The experiences, the challenges, the growth.
Exactly. Those are the riches we carry with us long after we've reached our destination.
Okay, but how do we apply this to our own lives? Most of us aren't shepherds chasing buried treasure. What does the alchemist have to say to the everyday person?
He reminds us that the real personal legend, it's not necessarily about some far-off goal. It's about becoming who we're meant to be.
The journey of becoming.
Yes. It's about listening to our hearts,
Yeah.
recognizing those omens, those signs along the way, and having the courage to pursue our dreams, wherever they may lead.
And understanding that the journey, it's just as important as the destiny.
If not more so. It speaks to our deepest desires for meaning and purpose. It encourages us to embrace the unknown, to trust the process, and to believe that the real treasure, it's not what we find, but who we become along the way.
This has been an amazing deep dive. From Tangier to the Sahara, from the King of Salem to the alchemist himself.
And we've still got more to unpack. We'll be right back after a quick break to delve into the final chapter of our deep dive into The Alchemist.
Okay, so we're back, and I've been thinking about Fatima this whole time.
Ah, yes, Fatima.
He finds the treasure, right, but he left her behind at the oasis. Did he just ditch true love for, like, a pile of gold?
Well, that's the interesting thing about the ending. It doesn't, wrap everything up perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as Santiago unearths that chest of treasure,
Yeah.
the first thing he thinks is, I'm coming, Fatima. He has to forget about her. Not at all.
So even up this epic journey, finding himself and all that, his heart is still with her.
It seems that way. It suggests that true love, it doesn't hold us back from our dreams. Maybe it can even fuel the journey.
I like that. So we can imagine Santiago heading back to the oasis, right?
A changed man.
Richer, not just in wealth, but in wisdom, self-awareness, ready to build a life with Fatima.
It's an ending full of hope, for sure. Love and destiny, maybe they're not always at odds.
Okay, so we've covered a lot in this deep dive. Omens, personal legends, the soul of the world, the desert. It's a lot to take in. What would you say are the key takeaways from The Alchemist?
Well, I think the biggest one is that we all have a unique purpose, a personal legend, and it's waiting to be discovered.
Like we're all on this treasure hunt.
In a way, yes. But the real treasure is becoming who we're meant to be. And the book reminds us to listen to our hearts, that inner compass, It's always pointing us towards our personal legend.
And what about those omens? Should we all be like looking for signs everywhere we go?
Well, think of them as messages from the universe. They can be subtle, they can be dramatic.
Like a shooting star or finding a four-leaf clover.
Exactly. Or, bumping into someone who gives you the advice you needed to hear. The key is to be open, to recognize that there's meaning in our experiences, even the tough ones.
Right, and we can't forget the camel driver's wisdom about being present.
Absolutely. Happiness isn't out there somewhere in the future. It's
Yeah.
right here, right now.
Enjoy the journey.
Exactly. But the journey, it won't always be easy, right? Santiago faced a lot of challenges, setbacks, moments of doubt.
Yeah, he definitely went through it.
But those challenges, they're part of the process. They help us grow, become more resilient, discover our true strength.
No pain, no gain.
Exactly. And sometimes the greatest rewards, they come in unexpected forms. Santiago thought the treasure was all about the gold.
But it was so much more than that.
It was the wisdom, the self-awareness, the love he found along the way. The real treasure was the transformation itself.
Powerful stuff. So as we wrap up this incredible deep dive into The Alchemist, what's the one thought you'd like to leave our listeners with today?
The journey is calling. What step can you take today, even a small one, to start listening to your heart? What nudge can you follow to start moving towards your own personal legend?
I love that. Trust those omens, embrace the challenges, and remember, the universe has got your back.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into The Alchemist. The journey of becoming awaits. Happy adventuring.